Good morning, evening, twilight, and even enchanted midnight to all my sparkly sweethearts, royal rebels, and tiara-wearing dreamers. Welcome back to the third episode of Princess Lessons, your every other Friday's life advice podcast of sparkly wisdom, heartfelt advice, and reminders that you, yes, you, are the leader of your own fairy tale. I'm your host, Princess Pink, part fairy god mentor, part palace confidant, and proud lover of everything pink and glittery. Today, we're diving into a topic more tangled than Rapunzel's hair on a windy day: friendships. How do we make them? And how do we keep them? And how to protect your royal heart when friendships start feeling not so magical. Whether you are a seasoned queen with a tight knit court or a newly crowned princess feeling a bit lonely in your tower, this is the episode for you. A quick tiara check in. Let's just be honest with ourselves. Navigating friendships as an adult isn't something that we're taught. No one tells you how weird it feels to ask, "Do you want to hang out after 25?" Or how unsettling it is when friendships that you thought would last forever start to fade like Cinderella's carriage after midnight. But I wouldn't worry. We're not here to dwell in those dungeons. We're here to explore how to build beautiful and lasting connections, set those healthy boundaries, and make space in your kingdom for people who make your crown feel lighter. Let's dive in tiaras first, guided by our core princess values. Number one princess value is know your values like they are your royal family tree. We cover our royal values every episode, and once again, it applies perfectly here. Everything starts with this. Before we even get into making new friends or setting boundaries, we need to ask ourselves, what kind of kingdom do I want to build? And even more importantly, what kind of people belong in it? Your values are your moral compass, your royal scrolls to live by, and your enchanted mirror to guide you. Think of Belle and her books. She didn't need a crowd of people. What she needed was alignment. And she found peace with people and teapots who shared her values. Her values being kindness, curiosity, and compassion. Now, your values might be different. They could be honesty, humor, growth, spirituality, loyalty, sparkly eyeliner on Tuesdays. I don't know, whatever they are. Know them like the history of your royal family, because once you know those, you'll stop trying to squeeze yourself into social circles that were never built for you. Rapunzel had to leave the tower to find out who she truly was. And sometimes leaving the tower means outgrowing those old friendships that were only built for the pre you version of yourself. So let's get real. Why is it weirdly hard to make friends as an adult? Because when we were young, friendship is proximity and a shared snack preference. You like Lisa Frank? Oh, so do I. Let's be besties. But adulthood, now we've got all these responsibilities. We've got calendars, commitments, partners, careers, 3 unfinished to-do lists on my phone, not to mention social anxiety. It's no wonder that finding friends can feel like slaying a dragon with a butter knife. But here's the core truth. You have to put yourself out there. Friendship doesn't always come to your tower window. You've got to step into the village, even if it feels a little bit awkward at first. So here's your royal assignment, your royal homework for this week. Go and join a club. Go and attend a book circle. Maybe try a plant swap, a pottery class, a dog walking group. Even online spaces like Discord servers or group chats can be part of your court. And I wouldn't worry about whether it's really awkward. All first meetings are awkward. You're not there to perform, you are there to connect with those around you. Every friendship starts with hello and a little bit of bravery and maybe a shared love of fantasy novels or oat milk lattes. Now, once you have people in your circle, how do you nurture those relationships? Well, this leads us straight into our second value to guide us. Rule with love like a gentle queen. Not with command, not with perfection, but with care, intention, and kindness. Ruling with love means showing up, means listening deeply, and checking in not because you should, but because you want to. Sometimes it means telling your friend, hey, you don't have to sparkle all the time for me just to love you. It's about giving them space to be fully human, whether they're riding their highs on a win or crying in their coach over a terrible Tuesday. It also means apologizing when we mess up, and everybody messes up. Saying that you're right, and I should have called you, or that joke didn't make me feel good, and I'm sorry about that. True friendship is mutual care, not performative loyalty, and definitely not keeping score. When you lead with love, your friendships will be thriving. Even in the seasons where everything else feels messy, they will become your constant. Now, I feel that boundaries are a princess's best protection spell. Even the most sparkly friendships do need boundaries. And no, boundaries are not walls. They're not a magical curse to keep everybody out. I think of them more like they are drawbridges. You control when and how they're lowered. Now, you can say, I'd love to help, but I don't have the energy right now. Or I need alone time this weekend, but let's talk Tuesday. Or hey, when you made that joke, it didn't sit well with me. You don't have to explain yourself into exhaustion, you just have to be honest. Boundaries protect your inner peace and your royal garden because overextending yourself doesn't make you generous. It potentially makes you burnt out. Mulan needed time to reflect by the riverside and figure out what direction that she needed to go. And sometimes so do you. So let's talk about the trickier part of this. Recognizing when someone shouldn't have a seat at your royal table. There are a few red flags to keep in your jeweled journal. So here are some that I've pulled together for you. The friend that competes with you more than they cheer for you. The one who constantly drains your energy but never refills your cup. The gossiper, because if they talk about others to you, they're likely talking to you about others. Or, wait, because they're talking about you to others. The one who only calls when they need something. A royal court should feel like a home, not a battlefield. And sometimes we do confuse loyalty with longevity. You are allowed at any time to shift the seating chart. If you want to remove someone from the throne room and place them gently in the guest wing, do that if you need. And now it's time for one of my favorite parts of the episode, Scrolls from the Kingdom. That's right, your questions, your thoughts, your royal dilemmas, answered with a warm heart and maybe a magical metaphor. So let's open these up. How do you know when your royal court, your friends, are being truly loyal? This is such a good one because I feel like a lot of people have this worry. True loyalty in a royal court is not about who's been around for the longest, it's about who shows up when those dragons appear. So here's the test for you. Are they happy for you when you win, or are they suddenly going quiet when you start to sparkle? And do they support you behind castle doors, not just when it's fashionable out in the main parlour room? Loyal friends will defend your name, they will celebrate your shine, and aren't afraid to lovingly tell you when your crown's a little tilted. Generally, they don't need grand gestures, it's more about consistency, kindness, and the kind of heart that would help you build a castle from the rubble. I hope that really helps answer your question. Next question. What do I do when my friends start acting like the evil stepsisters? Ah, of course. A stepsister situation. All right. You're not alone. Every Cinderella has had a few of these in her life. I would say first, take a really deep breath and try to respond like a gentle queen and not fall into being that scorned royal. I think you need to think it through and break it down into some questions. Do you feel that they're acting out of their own insecurity, perhaps? And whether that is true or not, is there a chance for honest conversation and healing to come from either or both of you? Now, if they're putting you down, competing instead of celebrating, or treating you like an understudy in your own story, then it might be time to step back from them. You don't have to throw them in the dungeon, but you can lovingly move them out of the front row. Some friendships are better admired from the outer courtyard. Number 3, we have, how do I deal with jealousy between me and my friends? This is very similar to the last question, but I just want to highlight that jealousy is such a normal human emotion, even among princesses. And the key is not to let it build that thorny hedge between you and the people you genuinely care for. If you're feeling jealous of a friend, maybe ask yourself, what does their success reflect back to me? Work on that. Potentially journal on rationalizing that feeling. And then ask yourself if this is something you truly want, or is this something you feel pressured to want? I feel that lots of princesses can feel that societal pressure to conform into certain roles when your fabulous friend makes it look so effortless. It's natural to feel that jealousy, but again, you need to break that down and work out, is that something that your heart yearns for? If so, if they are your friend, they will want to help and they'll want to share their path with you. Instead of trying to hide these feelings, try to celebrate them out loud. When you speak admiration, it turns comparison into a connection. And if a friend is jealous of you, lead with love. Always lead with love. Don't shrink your sparkle. Their feelings are their own to unpack, but you can support them in doing that, and you don't have to dim your light. Shine through the storms. Jealousy is essentially weather, it passes, but your light, that is your legacy. I hope that helps a little bit. And our last question, I think, is it okay to outgrow friendships? My friend has been a part of my kingdom for literally forever. Yeah, yes, of course. Outgrowing a friendship, it doesn't make you cruel. I know it feels that way, but it makes you a human being. It means that you're evolving. And just like royalty rewrites the rules as times change, so can you. Some friendships, they're seasonal. They're like this beautiful summer. They're warm and they're wonderful, but they are brief. And others are lifelong, like enchanted forests. They're twisty, they're deep, they're enduring, they're there for forever. Honor the ones that helped shape your story, but don't force someone to stay in your kingdom just because they were there when you were still learning to hold your scepter. You deserve friends that meet you at the you that you are now, not just the you that they used to know a long time ago. And I hope that helps. Thank you so, so much for these beautiful and heartfelt letters. Your willingness to share your question reminds all of us that none of us are navigating this royal road alone. If you'd like your question featured in a future episode, please send a carrier pigeon by commenting on this episode below. This is your official royal invitation. Our next episode will be about love, dating, and relationships. So tell us about your situations. Maybe tell us about your happily ever after. How did that happen? Or your journey to find your charming soulmate if you feel that you want one. And here's some final princess wisdom that I wanted to leave you with. It was difficult to write this ending section, so I kind of just had some thoughts and wrote them in kind of affirmation style for you. So here we go. Your kingdom is precious. Your heart is golden. And you deserve friendships that light you up, not ones that dim your glow. It's okay to want more. It's more okay to be lonely sometimes. And it's really okay to be the one who makes the first move in a new friendship. You can take your time. Stay rooted in your values. Rule with love. Shine when the weather is stormy. And always, always seek counsel from the people who want to build with you. You are never too much. You're not too needy. And you're not falling behind. You are a royal. And you are worthy of love that feels like coming home. Thank you so much for joining us for episode 3 of Princess Lessons, your enchanted guide to navigating friendships, finding your royal court, and setting boundaries fit for a queen. We release new episodes every 2 weeks, so you're never too far from your next scroll of sparkly wisdom or heartfelt royal decree. Until next time, keep your crown polished, your circle kind, and your boundaries lined with rose gold. With grace, courage, and a little fairy dust, Princess Pink. Of course, if you enjoyed today's episode, make sure to leave a royal review down below in the comments, share it with a fellow princess, and do remember that your story is still being written, and it's always magical.